It's getting super cold out here super fast in Southern Ontario, Canada, so I feel like I have to recite this list of fragrances that much faster too. Hey Forum, Manny back here with another video on the CascadeScents fragrance station, and this one is on my top 10 winter fragrances. As always, before we get on with everything, the goal for this video is 500 likes. If we reach that goal, I'll randomly PM a lucky subscriber in the comment section below for your details, as you'll be the recipient of an assorted niche fragrance sample pack. You can only enter the giveaway once per YouTube account, so please do not leave more than one comment. And please make sure that your YouTube account can send and receive inbox messages, and that you're subscribed to this channel if you aren't so already. Anyway, we have a lot to get through as far as all of these winter fragrances, so let's get started right away with my number 10. Here's Dior Homme Parfum by Christian Dior. Now, why did Dior Homme Parfum make this list? Honestly, I love its leathery take on the Dior Homme lipsticky, irisy DNA. Comes off as very posh and chic, yet brazen at the same time. Perfect night out scent to get me through any kind of cold night, because despite being on the bottom of the list here, it's actually one of the list's biggest performers. However, I reached for this fragrance a lot last year, and I can't say I'm as enthused to reach for this one spray fragrance as much this year. So that's why it's my number 10 winter fragrance. Again, Dior Homme Parfum by Christian Dior. Moving on to my number 9 winter fragrance now, here's Camel by Zoologist Perfumes. Also, for the sake of full disclosure, this bottle was given to me by Zoologist Perfumes, and no, I wasn't paid to list it whatsoever. Now, thankfully, Camel is not as stanky as I was anticipating. It's actually quite lovely with its dried fruit accords, its dates, sweeter spices, and Middle Eastern resins. And it literally takes me there mentally to like a desert where I'm actually traveling with a camel of some sort. So just beautiful olfactory imagery right here, evoking such a warm place like intended. As a result, I think it's perfect enough to protect me from the more brutal winter than usual that we're actually expecting here in Canada, believe it or not. I'm just not sure if I'm as enthused to reach for it over the other fragrances I'm about to mention on this list, mainly because it is rather unconventional. So despite maybe struggling to find certain occasions to wear this, I still think it is rather lovely. That's why it's on this list. Again, at number 9, it's Camel by Zoologist Perfumes. Now moving on to my number 8 winter fragrance, here it is, Viking by Creed. Now, Viking is my token fresh fragrance for this year's winter list. It's not totally fresh though, like most aquatic fragrances, but you have fresher elements here like the mint, which is the main event for me here for sure. It's manipulated quite aggressively here, although equally very cooling and slightly evocative of winter, despite typically being used in lighter summer fragrances. Overall, Viking is minty, aromatic with lavender, spicy, slightly marine, and overall just a brazen scent for a typically understated brand like Creed. That being said, I do hate its price tag. I don't think it smells that much more of quality in comparison to the cheaper Aventus. Otherwise, not a bad job by the brand here with my number 8. Again, it's Viking by Creed. Moving on to my number 7 winter fragrance now, here's BAUDELAIRE by BYREDO. BAUDELAIRE evokes strength to me with a bold juniper berry opening, quickly followed up by soft woods and coniferous elements which dry down into a leather. Just an overall badass, foresty, leathery scent that has a slightly smoky scent trail to it, equally worthy of taking for a night out, or just chilling at home with, or just catching up on work, or just chilling by the fireplace with too. Somehow this stuff is a low-key compliment getter for me as well, in case that means anything to y'all, but of course results will vary, so please try before you buy it. Also, randomly twice I've been called a sultan for wearing this, which I think is badass, but take that as you will. But yeah, otherwise I don't know what else to say about this one. It's the overlooked BAUDELAIRE by BYREDO at number 7. Moving on to the halfway point now with my number 6, here's ANGÉLIQUE Noir by Guerlain. Now, Angie Black opens up with a bright pear which quickly dissipates, but you have an aromatic, powdery feel from mid to end with that angelica root and seeds in combination with a prominent dry vanilla. So this stuff gets drier and sweeter as it goes on, and it's probably historically my favorite vanilla fragrance ever. That being said, it just comes off as super opulent that it simply screams formal. But since I can't attend as many cool, formal holiday get-togethers like I was able to in years past, that's why this one this year is only ranked at number 6. Still godlike though, again, it's a former number 1 fragrance on winter lists like this in years past, so yeah, still gotta love it. ANGÉLIQUE Noir by Guerlain. Crossing the halfway point now at number 5, here we go with POIVRE by Labo. POIVRE kind of accomplishes the same goal as ANGÉLIQUE Noir does actually, swap the Angelicas out for pepper and still on top of a similar dry vanilla, but here it doesn't go straight up powdery like the Guerlain. The end result is a warm, peppery, sweet, yet more versatile offering, as it just feels like I can reach for this for nearly any occasion during the winter now. So it's something that I should be way more jacked about reaching for, but I'm not, mainly because I paid an arm and a leg for this. POIVRE is actually a Labo London UK exclusive, and it's only only available worldwide throughout the month of September each year, but at an elevated price point, of course. And at that price point, I don't think it smells like that much more in contrast to the other Le Labos I already know and love. So essentially, you're only paying that much more for the exclusivity, which bites. That's why it's only my number 5 fragrance on this list. Again, it's Poivre by Le Labo. Moving on to my number 4 fragrance this year for the winter, here's Black No. 1 by House Matriarch. This to me in retrospect is kind of like Baudelaire by BYREDO's cooler younger brother. Also has green and aromatic vibes too, but with more foresty conifers and a weed note as well, but transitions into also a smoky woody leather. And I'm going to echo what fellow fragrance YouTuber Fragrance View said about this scent, in that it evokes this rock star black leather jacket kind of vibe, which I think is essential for your winter badass needs and occasions. So in my mind, I get this sexy confidence whenever I wear this, which I didn't think was possible with such natural ingredients and such a natural smelling scent. So with that being said, I love it that much for it to be my number 4 winter fragrance this year. Again, it's Black No. 1 by House Matriarch. Now moving on to my number 3 fragrance now, here we go with Sweet Tobacco Spirits by 1821 Man-Made. Without a doubt, one of the best scents anyone can pick up for under $100 US. This stuff is so evocative of Back to Black from by Kilian's boozy cherry tobacco kind of vibe, but thankfully not as cherried up here, which I appreciate. Just more of that intoxicating honey and tobacco accord instead, which they essentially just double down on to my delight. As a result, this is my winter fragrance Swiss Army knife. Like if I can't think of a fragrance to wear for a certain occasion, best believe I will default to this stuff right here. I just think it's pretty easy to reach for and too crowd pleasing, so why not? It's Sweet Tobacco Spirits by 1821 Man-Made, my number 3 winter fragrance. Also, if you are watching this video before January 1st, 2018, check the description below on details on how you guys can win an 1821 Man-Made prize pack featuring this scent right here. No, this is not a paid plug whatsoever, but for the sake of full disclosure, this and the giveaway items were provided to me by the good people at 1821 Man-Made. So again, big thanks to them and good luck to you guys if you decide to enter the giveaway. Anyway, time to move on to the top 2. Here is my second place for the winner this year, Sacred Wood by Kilian. Now, despite being my most complimented fragrance of the year, Sacred Wood by Kilian is actually a pretty mundane scent. You have the milkiest and creamiest of imitation sandalwood, which is super linear, but for whatever reason, when people come in for handshakes, hugs, or kisses, this stuff is magical as far as feedback. Also, outside of maybe just Santal 33 by Le Labo, I've never encountered a sandalwood scent this strong performance-wise. Like, I always get noticed with this, even if someone is just more than an arm's length away from me. So I love its performance, its feedback, its scent, and most importantly, the way it makes me feel, just a super chilled out scent. So that's why it's my number 2 fragrance of the winter this year. Not much more else to say. Sacred Wood by Kilian. And now moving on to my main event, here is my number 1 fragrance for the winter. It's Single Malt by Kilian. Love at first sniff with me with its fruity plum opening, which leads into a wheat, grain-like, single malt Scotch whiskey type of scent. Like that's what this stuff is trying to channel, of course, but thankfully it doesn't come across to me as just booze. It strikes me as just a strong yet warm, also cozy fragrance that I can use for any occasion barring work. Also, no surprise to me that the feedback for the scent is also very strong. Not quite Sacred Wood level, but it's definitely up there as far as my other known compliment getters. And thankfully its exclusivity also doesn't warrant that much of a price boost. I'm looking at you, Le Labo. So actually, I have 0 complaints with this scent right here. That's why it's my bae and my number 1 fragrance for the winter. Again, Single Malt from by Kilian. So there it is for them. We do have a winner here in Single Malt from by Kilian. Hopefully you enjoyed my top 10 fragrances for the winter this year. But it's that time of the video where I'd love some of your feedback. What do you think of some of these fragrances? Are you a fan or are you excited to try any of them if you have yet to? And what are some of your favorite winter fragrances? Please let me know in the comment section below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video or if it made you smile, please like and hit the subscribe button if you've yet to as well. Again, 500 likes and a random lucky subscriber in the comment section below gets an assorted niche fragrance sample pack. So again, help me help you, and until then, thank you for your time and salute as always. Take care, peace out, bye. Wear your fragrances.